Hello, my loves. Welcome back to the It Girl Mindset. Today is going to be a really fun topic. This is really for you if you're someone who really needs that extra push right now to be your most successful self. So we're going to talk about 4 traits that truly changed everything. And these are going to be the ones that are going to make you the most successful and the traits that have truly impacted me. When I first started on this whole personal development, entrepreneurship journey, I didn't have any of these, okay? One of them I did have, but it was fake because I was only basing it off of external things, which I know this doesn't make sense right now, but it will. It wasn't this intrinsic, true, authentic piece of myself or true, authentic trait that I had. It was masked. So anyways, we're going to talk about 4 traits that really have made me the most successful version of me and how adopting these can truly change everything for you. Okay. This is not woo-woo fluffy stuff. This is really straight to the point traits that you have to be successful and again, become the it girl best version of yourself, especially if you're very, very ambitious. I know some of these are going to resonate and some of these you're probably going to have to put some work in to actually have these traits. Okay. But these are learned traits. You don't have to be born with any of these. I was not. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into it. Welcome to the It Girl Mindset, where I help you step into the next level version of yourself by mastering your mindset, manifesting your deepest desires, and connecting deeply with your body. It's about becoming the most authentic, radiant, unapologetic, and unbothered version of yourself. Together, we're going to chat about how to unlock your true potential and create a life that feels as good as it looks. If you're ready to become the healthiest, hottest, and most abundant version of yourself, you're in the perfect place. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first trait, and I have really found this to be the most beneficial trait for me that has helped me continue to push through, and that is resilience. If I did not have resilience, I would have given up on this podcast. I never would have became a 49er cheerleader. I never would have quit my corporate job. I am who I am today because I adopted this resilience mindset, okay? To me, resilience for success, whatever your goal is, whether that's, starting a business, starting a podcast, posting on social media, becoming your healthiest, most fit self you've ever been, having a career change, an increased salary, whatever it may be, resilience is one of those things you need because even if we see people who on the outside look like they're an overnight success, I guarantee 99% of them have tried and failed and tried and failed and tried and failed, right? Until they found the thing that actually worked. And again, for me, resilience is knowing that there's no other option but success, right? So even going back to when I was auditioning for pro dance teams and becoming, a 49er cheerleader, I'll keep this very brief, but long story short, when I was auditioning for pro dance teams, I auditioned for the 49ers first, made it to finals, and then I got cut from the team. Obviously didn't make it. And then I did a really, really intense, I want to say it was 6 to 8 weeks. So like 2 months of training every single Saturday. I had to drive an hour and a half there and then an hour and a half back to do this really intense training camp. I wanted to make the Warriors dance team at this point, and I auditioned for the team, made it to training camp where you essentially practice with the team and they announce you to even the world. Like I was even posted on the actual Warriors story, like part of my audition, made it to training camp, and then I got cut. I was one of 4 girls. There was part of me that wanted to give up at that one point. I was like, okay, maybe this isn't for me. I was really emotionally devastated because I put so much time and effort into it. And then I decided, you know what? Why am I going to let that one no determine my future? I'm not going to. So I had resilience and decided to audition again for the 49ers, made it to finals, made it on the team, and then we ended up going to the Super Bowl. If I would have let that one no stop me from auditioning just one more time, I wouldn't have become a professional dancer. I wouldn't have performed at the Super Bowl. Okay? To become your most successful self and live up to your true potential, you have to be resilient. Again, another example with this podcast. I saw very, very small growth, until year 2. But every single week I continue to show up because I absolutely love podcasting. So it honestly felt easy for me. Every single week for 2 years straight, I showed up. And guess what? At that 2-year mark, all of a sudden, things start exploding and I'm seeing insane growth and it's absolutely amazing and I'm so proud of myself. But again, if I would have not had resilience, I probably would have given up a long time ago. This is a trait that's not, I can't be like, here's the hack to become more resilient. No, it's truly just deciding that you're going to be resilient. Deciding that if you get told no 5, 10, 15 times, you know that your yes is coming. You know that you're getting one step closer to that yes, okay? Even if, talking about dream body, maybe you've tried a million things, but you're not going to give up on yourself because you're resilient and you know that you're going to find a way of moving and eating and feeling good that's going to get you to your dream body, okay? Maybe it's a money goal, okay? A financial goal. Maybe you continue to set goals and you're not getting there, but you're going to figure out a way to get there no matter what, hands down. There is no other option but success. And truly, I think having that underlying, knowing that there is no other option but success, having that belief ingrained in me, there's no way I'm giving up. There's absolutely no way I'm giving up. Not a chance. And by time you do it long enough and you try different things until it fits and whatever it may be, you will get there, okay? And also, side note about reaching your dream body, I have so many episodes on reaching your dream body in a healthy way, so go listen to those podcast episodes. They're really, really good and so powerful. And using your own body, learning your own unique code to your body is how you are going to reach it. And honestly, that comes with everything. Learning how you work, right? Okay, even with resilience, it's not like when I was cut from the Warriors dance team that I wasn't devastated and I wasn't hurt and I questioned myself for, a week or two. I let myself feel those emotions and being like, wow, this sucks. This sucks so bad. I can't believe this happened. I was so close to my dream and here I am feeling like I'm starting at ground zero. But again, I believed in myself enough to have that resilience to try again. Okay. That actually brings me to the second belief, which is belief in self. Okay. Belief in yourself comes from a couple different areas. One, evidence. If you have things that you've done in the past and you succeeded and they were fucking hard, but you succeeded anyways, that's going to build belief in yourself. Again, bringing it back to the professional dance world. If I did not have belief in myself, I never would have continued. And that's why resilience and belief kind of can go hand in hand and can be self-fulfilling prophecies and kind of like this cycle. If you do not believe in yourself, if one person tells you no, you're going to be like, oh, you're right. Okay, never mind, not doing that, right? Even for something that I'm building right now, which is going to be launched really soon, I pretty much had multiple people say, that's not going to work. You don't want to do that. That's not going to work. And if I didn't have belief in myself, in my idea, in the ability to reach any goal that I want, I would have been like, you're right. Actually, you're right. I can't do this, right? But instead, I decided, no, that's actually your belief. I'm going to let you hold on to that one and I'm going to create my own beliefs, right? We're in control of our beliefs. We are in control of what we believe is possible for us. And the more that we can grow our belief in ourselves, the easier it is to even be resilient, because you're like, okay, cool. That's a no from you, but I'm going to get the next one because I believe in me. Okay. And I want to be very straightforward with belief in self because I do feel like I'm very grateful. I had an amazing family growing up. Obviously, we've all got our things, but I truly believe that my parents especially have ingrained belief in myself, right? I definitely feel like my family was like work hard, be the best energy, especially my dad. And I actually love that because it really allowed me to have belief in myself. Like my dad's told me from a really young age that like I can have anything that I want as long as you put in the work, which honestly, the working hard to succeed is a whole other limiting belief topic that we could go down because that's actually not the case. But again, that could be a whole other episode. So I just want to be, again, very transparent that I do feel like I had a voice in my head from a young age saying that I can, do anything and accomplish anything. And then I had that 49er situation where, I tried, I failed, and I tried, and then I made it, right? And so again, I've found evidence of ways that I can believe in myself. And that was, obviously a really big one, but to have more belief in yourself, find hard things that you've already overcome, right? Because our brain loves evidence and real world and real life evidence. Yes, 100% we can rewire limiting beliefs. We can do the inner work, right? We're going to be doing that as well. But your brain loves the real world because we live in a physical world, right? Your brain wants to see what you've already done and that it's possible again. Okay. And even finding little things, like maybe, you said you were going to go to the gym and, all things considered, maybe something happened and, you had to work late and, it was pouring rain outside, but you decided, you know what? No, I believe in my long-term vision. I'm going to go ahead and go to the gym, right? Again, you're building that belief in yourself. I always talk to my clients about this where it's like, you have a piggy bank, okay? Every single time you find evidence, you're going to put it in that piggy bank. As your piggy bank continues to grow, so will your self-belief, okay? So find that evidence one time when you truly believed in yourself and it paid off, even if it was hard, even if you felt resistance, okay? That's where, again, you're going to find that evidence. Then, of course, we're doing the inner work, right? We are doing the inner work. We're doing the deep work. We're doing the shadow work. We're regulating our nervous system. We're rewiring our beliefs. Okay, we have so many beautiful, amazing tools thanks to all of the science and research that has gone on in studying our brain and our body. So let's fucking use it, right? I love healing to feel better, but also healing has helped me succeed in so many ways and just hold so much more success. So the inner work is so necessary. So if you have a limiting belief and if you are like, oh my gosh, I literally cannot think of a time, make one up in your head, okay? One, I know you have an actual example of feeling this belief in yourself, but if you are like racking your brain and you're like, I literally can't think of a single thing, Ash, make one up. Your brain does not know the difference between real and imagined. And so literally visualize yourself having that belief in yourself. Visualize a time where you overcame something and you believed in yourself. That is why visualization is so powerful, because your brain does not know the difference between real and imagined. And if you imagine things happening over and over again, your brain, your reticular activating system, is going to start looking for those things that you tell it to focus on. So again, if you're visualizing, you're also activating your reticular activating system to notice whatever it is that you want to focus on. Maybe it even is belief. Okay. Just as a side note, I've even had a whole other part of my brain unlocked once I removed a subconscious block and rewired my subconscious mind. It's insane when you actually put in work and rewire your beliefs, because again, your brain is always trying to keep you safe, period. It is not trying to make you the most successful. It's not trying to make you the wealthiest. It's trying to keep you the safest. So when you actually rewire certain beliefs, it allows you to see differently and think differently. And that's because your reticular activating system is now focusing on different things. It's like, okay, cool. That's actually safe. So now we can focus on it, right? When you rewire your beliefs, you are allowing your brain to see different things and notice different things. Like I said, this is a random example. I still think it'll be helpful. I did Unmasked, the shadow work course. Shout out to my mentor. I literally feel like I talk about her on every podcast. But I remember in one call, I was like, yeah, I don't get triggered. I just don't get triggered. And she said, you think that you don't get triggered because your self-concept does not align with someone who gets triggered, aka my identity. Like, I didn't see myself as someone that got triggered. And then when she reflected that back to me, knowing that the only reason I felt that way was because that was in alignment with my self-image and my self-concept. All of a sudden, it was like all these memories came flooding back to me of like, oh my God, you're right. Like, I do get triggered. And I remembered all these different things because your brain can actually delete information, again, if it doesn't align with our self-concept. So again, bringing this back to believing in yourself, your brain could be completely blocking information that actually tells you to have belief in yourself. Because again, your brain's trying to keep you safe. And if that belief doesn't align with who you truly believe that you are, like for me, I didn't believe that I was someone that got triggered, which is honestly hilarious that I would ever think that, because I've had so many triggers and wounds and things that I've had to uncover and heal. But again, when you allow yourself to believe in yourself, as soon as you either rewire it or kind of shift your self-concept to say, I am someone who believes in myself, I guarantee your brain is going to unlock memories and information, and you'll remember, oh my gosh, wow, this actually did happen this one time. You'll remember, wow, this one time I really did overcome and believe in myself. And maybe it was hard, but I was resilient and pushed through. Okay? So I know resilience and belief in self can kind of go hand in hand, but they are hands down two of the most important traits. And let's be real. I'm forever going to be working on this. I'm forever going to be working on my resilience. I'm forever going to be working on my belief in myself, but I'm constantly expanding my capacity over and over and over again. Not only through, real life evidence, doing the thing and either believing myself, being resilient, or both. But also I'm doing the inner work to actually heal these things that I need to, so I can be resilient and so I can believe in myself. Okay. Number 3 is locking in on their systems. Okay. This is less of an inner work thing, but I don't really talk about systems all that much on here, but it's a massive part of my success, right? I am so organized. My Notion dashboard is actually insane. I'm sure you guys can tell my Notion dashboard is insane. One, if you follow me on Instagram, because I post my cute Notion dashboard on Instagram, but also if you have the 6-week reset, I'm a Notion girly through and through, and how cute and how cute I make it. But I'm really honestly good with my systems. I plan everything out. And again, I've learned through constant trial and error. I've been a Notion girly and I've created systems that are so fucking complicated that I just said, fuck it, I'm not doing this. This is like so much hassle. But now that I've refined my systems, it's allowed me to get ahead, because I don't have to look at my screen, my planner every day and be like, what do I need to do today? Right? Everything is mapped out, but I do it in a way, again, we'll kind of talk more about this in a soft girl discipline way, where I allow fluidity within my structure. Okay. My systems are simple enough that they make my life easier. If your systems are making your life harder, whether that is, planning your workouts, planning your actual work if you're an entrepreneur, time blocking your schedule, if they are too complicated, you're just going to give up. And then again, we're going to go down this rabbit hole where we're going to blame ourselves. We need to have our systems on lock, okay? I kind of talked about this at the beginning of the year, where I talked about how I set my goals, and I've got my big goal for the year. I've got my goal for the month. I've got my KPIs, things that I need to do every single week. So I'm not confused on like, okay, what is the most important task? What is the thing that's actually going to move the needle forward? Okay. My systems are helping me, but they're also not overcomplicated to where I'm like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? I have too much to do, right? And I will say again, this came from trial and error. I have, again, refined my systems over and over and over again. And again, I've learned to work with my energy, with my body, and I have learned my internal code of how to be the most productive, but also enjoy my life and tap into my feminine. Okay. Which brings me to number 4, which is balancing the masculine and feminine energy and holding both. I actually saw Layla Hermosi post about this. There was a clip of her, and an interviewer asked her if she ever cried. And she kind of like laughed and was like, of course I cry. she's like, I'm not crying in front of my team or anything like that. But of course, I'll go to the bathroom and cry. I'll go cry to my husband. Like, and then she kind of talked about how there's this misunderstanding that you have to pick one, right? You either have to be all in your masculine and achieve structure, planning, or you can only be in your feminine, where you're just so kind of like in la la land and just don't have any structure at all. And that way you're not getting anything done, right? You can have both, okay? And again, I also have, over the last couple years, just really been playing with the kind of ratio and the balance between the two. And I think the truth of the matter is that sometimes you are going to be more in your masculine, and sometimes you are going to be more in your feminine. It's not going to be a 50-50 every single time. It's kind of like a pendulum, right? It's like sometimes you're going to be a little bit further to the right. Sometimes you're going to be a little bit further in your feminine. Sometimes you're going to be further in your masculine. And the key is to not let it completely go one way or completely go the other way, right? We need to have that balance between the two. And I actually just wrote a Substack about the power of soft girl discipline, and I talk in depth on this. So if you want to check out my Substack, the link is down below. It's completely free right now. But it's so important to have the structure in the masculine and then allow yourself to have the fluidity in it, right? That's the thing too, is like over the last couple of years, I've done so much personal development. Before that, I was so in my masculine. I was so intensely in my masculine that I was like structure, discipline, do as much as possible. But then I would get burnt out, and then I would go all the way to my feminine and I would freak out, cry, have a mentee B, and not be able to get any of my actual work done, right? So again, it's taken a couple years to really find this balance between the two and have them work together. But I swear, having a really good understanding of your own internal unique body and your energy, and understanding your masculine and your feminine energy is so fucking powerful. Like, you are going to be unstoppable, right? Like, you know me, like, I'm still having fun. I'm still enjoying my life, but I'm getting shit done, okay? I'm one of those people where I am very ambitious, and even ambitious women get burnt out if they take it too far in the masculine. That's why I truly feel like I've never felt so consistent. I've never seen so much success. I've never like been the happiest, healthiest, honestly, best body. Like, you know, again, success, like just everything feels flowy because I have mastered the art of the masculine, the do, the structure, the plan with the feminine, the fluidity, the creativity, right? Having both of those and mastering both of those and allowing yourself to not only get shit done when you need to, but also allow yourself to cry and feel your feelings and feel your emotions. Having both of these in balance and able to, again, navigate those two together is so fucking powerful, okay? It's so powerful. And you can access this too. I know you can, okay? These traits, resilience, belief in yourself, having systems that support you and don't overwhelm you, but actually using them to get ahead and balancing the masculine and the feminine energy, girl, you will literally be unstoppable, okay? And genuinely, I feel that way right now. Okay, maybe not the last couple of days because we had a whole water heater situation when we came back from Tahoe. Okay, your girl was not feeling like she had it all a couple of days ago in the last couple of days. But again, it's allowing ourselves to feel those feelings. I was letting myself feel upset and annoyed by it, right? But then I was like, okay, I'm going to have a slow morning. I'm just going to let myself feel the feelings. And here I am showing up and doing my podcast, right? Okay. Balancing the masculine and the feminine, okay, is a literal superpower. Having systems is going to reduce decision fatigue and allow you to just show up and get done what you need to, okay? Having belief in yourself is going to allow you to continue to follow your North Star. You're not going to let other people's opinions or other people's thoughts about you determine what you actually do and what you actually accomplish. And having resilience is going to allow you to show up again and again and know that there is no other option except success, okay? No other option for us girlies, okay? You and me, we're going to the moon. Okay, my love, Okay, my loves, don't forget to subscribe. And also, if you would love a free mind rewire session, please rate the show at the top on Spotify, or if you're on Apple Podcasts, you can go ahead and leave a written review. It would mean the absolute world to me, and it truly, truly makes my life when you guys leave comments. Like, I think I cry every single time because it makes me so happy. But if you leave a review or rate the show on Spotify, just screenshot it, email me at the email below in the show notes, and I will send you a free mind rewire session. Okay, my loves? Okay, queens, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. I hope you crush your day, whatever your goals are. I am always here for you. Also, if you have any specific questions that you ever want me to answer on the podcast or, on my social media or email, I do have a form where you can ask me anything. You can leave it anonymous if you want, but I'd love to hear from you. Okay, my loves, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next episode.